ahead on 12 News, prom night at Park Center, where the student body had a special reason to get excited. Plus, Minnesota's highest court takes over Champlin Park High School, where students receive a lesson on the law. But first, why local Nigerian activists have new hope.
It's urgent. We need to find these girls quickly.
12 News starts right now. Local activists have renewed hope yet concern about the fate of nearly 300 kidnapped girls in Nigeria.
A new video shows them alive, and an African Women's Association based in Brooklyn Center says the situation is urgent.
What do we want? Our girls back! When do we want it? Now!
Activists from the Northwest Metro gathered at the state capitol today asking for help in freeing the schoolgirls. U.S. officials say they were kidnapped by the Islamic extremist group Boko Haram. The kidnappings have touched a chord globally. Protests took place in St. Paul and other cities across the world today. The demonstration here was organized by the Minnesota African Women's Organization, a Brooklyn Center nonprofit that helps women from African countries living in Minnesota.
When evil is allowed to fester anywhere, it's just a matter of time. It starts to touch everybody. So we might think this is just a remote part of a country in West Africa, but the repercussions, you never know, And besides, these are human beings just like us.
Students from Hopkins High School also attended. They are members of a group called She's the First. The group works to sponsor girls' education in developing nations.
Charges are pending against a driver accused of leading police on a chase that started in Maple Grove and ended in Crystal. A Hennepin County deputy attempted to pull over the 26-year-old driver on Hemlock Lane near I-94 early Saturday morning. The driver then led authorities all the way into St. Paul before heading back to the Northwest Metro. Police got the suspect to spin out at 36th Avenue and County Road 81 near the Crystal-Robbinsdale border. The entire chase lasted about a half hour and at times reached speeds of more than 100 miles per hour. Authorities believe the driver was under the influence of either drugs or alcohol. The work done by Minnesota's highest court could sound like a foreign concept to anyone unfamiliar with the law or the judicial branch of government.
But Minnesota Supreme Court justices took their show on the road this morning to give students in the Anoka-Hennepin School District a first-hand look at what they do. 12 News reporter Delane Cleveland explains.
We welcome you here today. Thank you very much.
Monday morning at Champlin Park High School.
Thank you for investing in your students' opportunity here today.
More than 800 students from across the Anoka-Hennepin School District packed the auditorium.
Coon Rapids.
That for 1 hour was transformed into an actual courtroom.
My name is Kirk Anderson, and I represent Daniel Garcia Mendoza, the appellant in this matter.
The 7 Minnesota Supreme Court justices listened to oral arguments from attorneys.
There's no reason that someone should be deprived of their property if it was obtained illegally, and in this case it was obtained illegally.
On a case to determine whether the state unlawfully seized a man's property after a traffic stop.
So he pleaded guilty to being a meth dealer.
Correct.
While not everyone in the crowd found the subject matter compelling, the event was exciting for students such as Kyla Hudson, who got her first glimpse at the world of the judicial branch of government.
The way that they were questioning the lawyers and the way that the lawyers had to respond immediately, I actually thought that was really interesting, and I'm really thankful for the insight that we got today, because that's not something that I would normally see.
Reactions like that are one of the big reasons why the justices wanted to take their show on the road.
We don't have courts for judges and lawyers. We have courts for the people. And so it's really important for us as judges and justices to come out and talk with the people about what we do and give the people a chance to see what we do.
It's a rare opportunity for the judges to show the people that the court belongs to them.
I will use this to basically become a better citizen in learning how the government itself works.
In Brooklyn Park, Delane Cleveland, 12 News.
The Supreme Court goes on the road once more this year to a school outside of the metro area sometime in the fall. As for the case they heard at Champlin Park, they'll make their ruling on that sometime in the next 4 to 6 months.
Major construction is underway at Edinburgh USA Golf Course. Work has started on the 6th and 7th holes and will begin shortly on hole number 5. Every bunker at the Brooklyn Park course will be redone, some of them eliminated. More fairway grass will also be put in. The goal is to make the course better for average golfers, but also maintain its championship level status. No holes will be closed while construction takes place. Changes continue along the row of car dealerships in Golden Valley. Borton Volvo has plans to dramatically expand its dealership next to Menards along I-394. Those plans include a 10,000 square foot expansion to its parts and service center. 2 other luxury brands are also adding to the activity along that stretch of highway. Porsche is expanding its dealership, and Maserati and Bentley is building a new facility.
There's news of layoffs impacting workers in Maple Grove. Gannett Corporation, which owns the St. Cloud Times, Care 11, and USA Today, announced that it is closing its printing operation in Maple Grove. It will result in 141 layoffs. Gannett operated its printing facility on Zachary Lane. Meantime, a new Minnesota survey shows employers are willing to increase wages to attract qualified employees. The survey of 400 manufacturing executives shows 34% are increasingly concerned about finding and retaining skilled workers. That's up from 19% in 2010. The toughest workers to find, according to the survey, engineers, welders, and drafters. The survey also revealed another interesting nugget from the workers' perspective. Recent job candidates were more interested in their company's offer of health insurance than salary. We are making stops in Brooklyn Park, Golden Valley, and New Hope with this next story on new businesses moving into the area.
It is a business development roundup in this week's Business Matters. Once the site of the Grand Rios Hotel and Water Park, construction crews are pushing ahead on a new Carmax auto superstore in Brooklyn Park near I-694 and County Road 81.
It is a visible site from the freeway, so we have had a lot of calls and a lot of questions about what's happening here.
Expect construction on the 13-acre site to last about 10 months. When it's complete in March, the car dealership with its operations and maintenance facility will bring more than 150 new jobs to the city. The national car dealership already has a local pipeline to fill some of those jobs.
Carmax reached out to Hennepin Technical College to help with their employment needs that they were anticipating having, and worked with the program there for their maintenance, auto maintenance program, so that there'll be workers available, trained to come in and work at this site for Carmax.
In Golden Valley, the city is excited about a new retail center near the intersection of Highway 55 and Boone Avenue that's bringing new jobs and new dining options to the area. Which Sandwich Shop opened last month, and Papa Murphy's Pizza will open soon. A third service-oriented business is also expected to move into the space this summer. The new retail center follows the opening of a new Culver's restaurant last December. It's full speed ahead in New Hope as construction crews clear what remains of the Winnetka Learning Center at 55th Avenue and Winnetka.
There's going to be brand new housing kind of right in the core of our city, and very visible from a major corridor.
The city is finalizing a purchase agreement with Centra Homes to build 61 new homes on the site. There'll be single-family homes in the $300,000 range and detached townhomes in the mid-$200,000 range. It's a big deal for a fully developed suburb to have move-up housing options.
Most of our housing is World War II, pre-World War II construction, so it's older housing that needs some updating, obviously, here, and this is a good opportunity for us to do that.
The majority of the new home construction in New Hope will take place in 2015. Coming up, a special night at Park Center High School, why students had good reason to let out a loud cheer.
Then later in sports, a good girls lacrosse battle between Cooper and Osseo-Park Center.
But first, what happened to spring? Cooler temperatures will stick around throughout the week.
Prom is a special night for many high school students.
But for 2 Park Center High School students, the big dance was a dream come true. Reporter Sonia Goins has more on Park Center's prom king and queen.
I was so excited. It was probably one of the coolest things that I would have ever been able to do.
Austin Gurton and Jessica Vielander are still beaming from their magical prom night.
Getting to see how excited he was and how much fun he had and being able to share that with him.
To get the significance of the night, we first have to go back to the beginning.
I'd sit with him at lunch and say hi to him every day. And
the two met earlier this year as part of a mentoring program. They've been best buds ever since.
Ow.
Austin has Down syndrome and doesn't talk much.
Are you gonna be shy?
But he was able to communicate with Jessica that he wanted her to be his prom date.
I thought it was super special. I thought it was so cool that he wanted to ask me and that he wanted to go, and he does love to dance, so I was so happy to be able to go with him.
A few days later, the seniors were nominated for Prom King and Queen. This is video of the senior court being announced during a pep rally. The students went wild when Jessica and Austin's names were called. A few days later, the king and queen were chosen.
I mean, I know I was nervous, and he seemed pretty cool about it all, so.
Austin and Jessica got a standing ovation from their fellow classmates.
It was surprising, but
in Jessica's eyes, Austin has always been royalty.
I guess it shouldn't have been as surprising as it was, because I don't get how you couldn't have him as your king.
Jessica says they had a good time dancing.
You a good dancer? Yeah.
They also took lots of pictures.
I had a lot of fun because I got to hang out with him all night, so that was really awesome.
But as special as this night was for Jessica and Austin,
everybody loves him here, so.
The night was also remarkable for Park Center High School as a whole.
We're all really supportive of each other, and we want to see each other strive to do good things.
In Brooklyn Park, Sonia Goins, 12 News.
The two say they will continue to be friends even when school is over, and both are planning to attend each other's graduation parties. Coming up, meet some of the newest and cutest residents of Brooklyn Park.
The first in sports, an Armstrong softball slugger as a day to remember. John Jacobson with that and more when we come back. Always exciting when one final hit decides a ball game, and there was some hitting in this one.
There was, and one player had a special day at the plate and a great win for her team. Wins have been hard to come by for Armstrong and Champlin Park softball teams this spring, so something had to give as the Falcons and Rebels met up at Armstrong High School. Highlights from this game: Rebels pitcher Cassie Meyer snags the comebacker and doubles the runner off first base for a double play. Bottom of the fourth, nobody can make a play on this one. Lexi Ripka powers the pitch over the fence for his solo home run and a 1-0 Falcons lead. Top of the fifth, tied at 1. The go-ahead runner on second. Armstrong left fielder Nikki Keir makes a diving catch to save a run and end the inning. To the bottom of the eighth, still tied up. Ripka at the plate, and she is the hero this day with a 2-run homer to right field to end it. 2 home runs for her. Armstrong wins 3-1 in 8 innings. While it didn't have a dramatic ending like that one, Totino-Grace's afternoon portion of a day-night softball doubleheader also required extra innings. The Eagles hosting Columbia Heights in North Suburban Conference play, and it's a pitcher's duel all the way. Quincy Gross of Columbia Heights fanning Grace's Alex Reek in the first inning. Tessa Archer of Grace matches her and gets help from her defense. Alex Gannett fielding the bunt, throwing to third to get the lead runner out. Archer strikes out Lizzie Lentz with a changeup in the fourth, one of 9 strikeouts in the game for her. It's scoreless until the 8th when Adrienne Samuels drops a hit into right, and it's bobbled. Gross rounds third and heads for home and scores the only run of the game. Columbia Heights edges Grace 1-0. In girls lacrosse, both Cooper and Osseo-Park centers have enjoyed some success this season. The two met in a non-conference game that featured a few momentum swings along the way. First half, nice give-and-go play for OPC. Maddie Malone to Tatum Manning, back to Malone. And she'll turn and score the goal, and that gives Osseo-Park Center a 6-2 lead. Erica Edstrom scores from the free position here for Osseo-Park Center, and they are up 7-3. But Cooper comes back. Kelsey Lutkin will rifle a shot in to get a goal back for the Hawks. And then a great passing play here. Abby Eggstead ahead to Haley Sundquist, who takes it off the turf, goes in, spins and scores. That makes it 7-5 at halftime. Early in the second half, and Sundquist with 6 goals on the night fires in another one here, and this one ties it up at 7. Osseo-Park Center comes back. They score the next 3. 2 of them from Maddie Malone, and that one makes it 10-7 OPC. The Hawks, though, will keep it close. Eggstead will go high with a shot here, and she scores. Cooper's down just 1 at 10-9. Osseo-Park Center, though, hangs on. Nice individual effort by Ariana Marciniak here to go in and score. And Osseo-Park Center wins 13-10. They are now 5-3 on the season. Wayzata's boys will compete this Friday at the State True Team Track and Field Meet in Stillwater. On this week's Sports Jam show here on Channel 12, meet senior twins James and Michael Smith. Here's a clip from that story. Michael has 2 top 4 finishes at state in the 400, but that doesn't bother James.
People kind of like ask me, am I ever like jealous of my brother for getting all these recruitings? And I'm like, no, I'm really appreciative of it because more often than not, he was kind of my way of getting recruited as well because they took an interest in me as well. So I'm just really appreciative of him. I'm proud of him too.
Their collective success will keep these 2 twins together for 4 more years. Back in February on National Letter of Intent Signing Day, the Smiths made their commitment to Cornell University in New York State. Headed to an Ivy League school for academics and athletics wasn't really planned.
We kind of just decided, whatever happens, happens. We know that recruiting, it doesn't always work that way. But yeah, we were fortunate enough to get the opportunity. They're interested in both of us. They flew us out there. Kind of fell in love with it immediately.
You watch the rest of their story and more on Sports Jam. It's on through Wednesday here on Channel 12 and on our website at 12.tv. And both brothers say, although they're undecided on their majors, probably both headed into economics.
All right. Yeah. Thanks a lot, John. Still ahead, the newest and probably hungriest residents of Brooklyn Park.
And we'll be right back.
And finally, we meet some of Brooklyn Park's newest residents who have a huge hankering for hay.
They are the newest attractions at Eidem Homestead. 2 kid goats, 2 lambs, a calf, and some baby chicks were all born recently. And as you can imagine, they were a big hit with the younger visitors to the farm over the weekend.
They're very popular, and today is actually the first time they're out in the pasture, so they're all kind of being outside and getting to know each other.
There was also a Name the Cow contest on Saturday for the baby calf. The winning name, Ivan. Ivan the calf.
Why wouldn't it be
no,
Ivan,
right?
Why wouldn't it be?
That's it for now. Thanks for joining us, everyone.
We'll see you back here tomorrow.